Hello, traders. It's Melissa. Welcome to Price Plan Profit. I'm going to over all of the trading I did today, Friday, September the 12th, 2025. All of my trades today were on SPX 0DTE. It's Friday. I try to keep things simple and just trade the indexes for the most part unless a swing trade sets up. Today, nothing set up, so I just focused on SPX day trading, 0DTEs. Of course, in the middle of my screen right here, this cyan rectangle is the PMZ or pre-market zone. If you do not know how to trade this indicator, I will link a video up above. Just look up there. There will be a video teaching you how I trade the PMZ. This is a proprietary indicator that Trendy John, my trading partner, developed over a decade ago, and it works, and I love to use it for day trading. It's not just for SPX. You can use this for futures. You can use it for crypto, Forex. Doesn't matter. If it has a chart, you have a PMZ or pre-market zone. So let's talk about the beginning of the day. I had the first target, regardless of where the PMZ set up. The first target was the previous all-time high here at 65. Let's call it 93. Then the further upside target was the big round number of 6,000. Oftentimes, when price is very close to a big psychological round number, price likes to visit there. Often you get a rejection at that big round number, and especially on a Friday when price rallied up to 6,000, I was looking for a rejection here. I'll talk about that trade that I had late in the day in a minute. But immediately within the first 15 minutes, I could see that, hey, we could be in for a choppy day. Why? Well, I had a target here to the downside of 65.80 based on the area that price consolidated at the end of the day yesterday. And at that low of that area was a place that I was expecting buyers to show up because this is the area that we rallied from at the end of the day yesterday. So with this 65.80 on my chart and 65.93 on my chart, 13-point range, I was expecting a choppy day. All right, that's exactly what we got. So in the first 15 minutes, I did not take a trade from the PMZ. This was a valid trade to the downside if you were to trade this aggressively as soon as price broke below the PMZ, hit that first target. You would have collected about 5 points there to the downside. The next trade came up and I was looking for high or lower highs inside the PMZ to possibly take a short trade from the PMZ. I did not get that. I got the lower high. The problem was the next candle was not a breakdown candle, rather it was a break up candle. So no trade for me as of yet, 30 minutes into the day. Then we got a breakdown into the PMZ immediately, but did not make it to that first target of 65.93. The next candle breaks down below the PMZ. At this point, the market has been open about 45 minutes, and I'm like, wow, this is going to be a chop fest. That's when I put this gray zone on my chart. I put this gray zone here just to let the traders in the room know that we were in choppy conditions, and how to trade the chop is you're wanting to go short at the highs and go long from the lows. The PMZ was in the middle of this chop zone, so it was a target, whether you were trading short from the high of the chop or long from the low of the chop. My first trade actually came in at or around this level right in here. We pulled back to the PMZ. We made a higher low. I got the breakout candle finally here as price broke above the body of that higher low candle. This is where I took my first trade. It was not for great profits. I'm entering at 65.88 and my first target was 65.93. I made it to first target, put a trail stop on it, and was trail stopped out for about $80 in profit there. Then at the top of chop, I'm looking for lower highs followed by a breakdown candle. We did get the lower high and we got a breakdown candle, but I did not take this trade. And the reason being is we were right at the EMA cloud, which I was looking for it to act as support. We ended up breaking back down into the PMZ, but no trade here for me. My next trade came to the downside right here inside the PMZ as we made a lower high on this first or second white candle here. The high was there, price in the PMZ. We made a lower high as price broke below the body of this lower high candle. That is where I went short and I collected profits here at the bottom for about $100 to $125 per contract there. We did not make it to my final target down here. Why did I have a target before my bottom of the chop? Because I was using the fact that we were making higher lows here, and I just used this candle body as a quicker target to the downside. So I collected profits here on one contract, set a break even stop, and was stopped out on the retrace back to my entry. Now, again, I am looking for a possible play to the downside here, and I actually went short here at as we tested the PMZ and we could not break above on this candle. We had created a topping wick there. I went ahead and bought puts and I got stopped out. So I entered right at about 65.86. I like to use a 5-point stop, and I was stopped out up here at 65.91. So this trade was a loss for me, but I had profits from the prior two trades, so I was still green on the day. My next trade came to the upside as price pushed back into the PMZ. I went long because we stopped right at the top of the PMZ. This candle closed at the top of the PMZ. I went long here up to the target. I actually trimmed one contract just before the 92.89 target. And then my runner position was came close to being stopped out at break even, but it did not get stopped out at break even. I placed a trail stop here as we came up to 65.92.89, and that trail stop was hit and stopped out for a nice little profit there. Again, just 5 or 6 points, but 5 or 6 points adds up time and time again. I did not get a trade above the top of this chop, so I did not catch this long all the way up to 6,600. Could I have taken a trade here? Technically, yes, but I did not, so I missed that 7 points winner right here. The next trade I took was a play to the downside here. I'll focus on this price action. I was expecting 6,600 to be the target for today. And so once we came up and hit that target, I'm looking for lower highs because this is an area of resistance, just a big round number, but still an area of resistance. When we made this lower high, the next candle did not give me an entry. I was using the break below the body of this candle right here. And so I got my entry on this candle. I got in at 65.97. I took my first trim here at 65.93 for about 4 points. My next target was the PMZ. As we hit the PMZ, I only had one contract left. That's when I put a trailing stop on and I was trail stopped out of that position. The last trade I had came in at the last 15 minutes of the market. If I run Fibonacci's here from this level, the high down to the low, you can see that the 38.2 fib level was right at the top of the PMZ. In my head, I was thinking, okay, it would make sense that in a bullish market, if we can push price back up above that 38.2, then I could take a very quick trade to the upside, targeting the golden pocket and the 618. And that's exactly what I did there. End of day, I actually wrote the prices of these down. I bought because it was end of day, they were very cheap. I was buying the 65.90 calls right here because that was my first target. So I bought the 65.90 calls as we pushed above the 38.2 and the top of the PMZ. I paid $1.25 for those. So I bought 3 contracts. I exited one here. I exited the other at the 618, and then I had a tight trail stop that was stopped out here. So those were the trades that I took today out of the on the SPX, mainly focusing on the PMZ, but also trading the big psychological round number of 6,600 and trading the top of the chop and bottom of the chop. So that's what I did today on Friday. I had a swing trade that I had possible entry to add to full allocation. I did not add to full allocation, and I just want to explain why I didn't. This is a chart that I was trading, and these are October monthlies on UEC. So the starter position came here on yesterday. I just started a position on this name with half of my allocation. My ad was down here at 1177. I was looking for a higher low and then a break up candle. We made a higher low here, but the next 2-hour candle, which is what I was watching for those higher lows since I'm trading this off of a daily time frame, um, we did not get that break up candle. And so I did not add here. Then we made a lower low. The next candle was the end of the day candle, which was a higher low. I did not have another candle to determine if this was going to be a breakup or a breakdown. So on Monday, I will be watching UEC as we print some more candles to see if we're going to break above or below here. If we're breaking above today's close, then I will add to my position. I will trim at 1209, 1270, and 1311. If we break down though and we take out this low from today's low, then I will not add to full allocation here and watch price as it comes down to the bottom of the zone and near my stop here at 1144. All right, other than that, Delta Airlines is the only other trade that I have on, and this is has a break even stop. I have collected profits. I have a very tight break even stop on Delta. And although it pulled back today, my break even stop was not hit. So it is still sitting there. If I go to this account, you'll see it came very close. I mean, within inches, probably within $5 of break even stopping out, but it was not filled. So I'm still in the Delta trade, and I'm looking for 61.94 and then 63.44 by 63.95. All right, that sums up my trading for today. I hope you had an awesome week of trading. I had a lot of winners, I had a few losers, and overall, I'm very happy. Green profits on the week, and I survived another week in September of trading. So that's something to celebrate if you had a green week as well. September is not the easiest time to trade the stock market, so congratulations if you had a green week. Comment below and let me know how your week went. If you would like to see me set up my potential swing trades for next week, then join me in the morning at 8 o'clock Eastern Time, 7 o'clock Central. I come on live and do a swing trade prep session where I give the levels that I'm going to be looking to trade swing trades. I will go over the entire process so you can see in real time how I do it. As always, thank you for being a part of Price Plan Profit. If you're not a member of the Trendy Trading Room at Simpler Trading or the SPX Room at Simpler Trading, I invite you to join my trading partner John and myself as we trade our own money live every single day and educate our Trendy and SPX family as we are trading. Have an awesome weekend, and I hope to see you in the morning on the live session.